Hello, I want to welcome you to this three-part behind the scenes of a seven-figure product launch. Today, we're dealing with mindset. So what we want to do is we want to put into perspective the concept of mindset when it comes to an individual launch. And essentially what that means is you have to look at the long-term perspective of launches sequenced together. I'm Mynders Glover, and I'm a product launch manager with Beyond Productive. And with me today is Angela Florez of Peak Marketing Team, and she's a full-service marketing and implementation agency for launches. Welcome, Angela.
Thank you, Mynders. Thank you so much for having me here. Okay, guys, so today we're talking about the three key mind shifts that you need in order to achieve a seven-figure launch. Your mindset is probably the most important thing when it comes to success, right? So the first thing that you need in order to achieve that success is to truly believe that your product is amazing. If you don't believe it in your gut that your product is amazing and that it has the ability to change the world, that it has the ability to solve someone's problem, then nobody's going to buy it. If you're not convinced that your product is amazing, your audience won't either. So ask yourself, is my product amazing? All right. The second thing that you need to achieve in order to get that seven-figure launch success is to be okay with the worst case scenario. All right. Now, I want you to put in a balance. What is the best case scenario if you launch and you're super successful? And I want you to put in the other side of the balance, what happens if I fail? Is it the end of the world if you fail? Is it going to kill you? Is it going to kill someone? Probably not, right? You can just keep moving towards your goal. And remember, failing is learning. You need to be okay with just failing, all right? So think about when you put in a balance, what's worth a lot more? The best case scenario that can make you a seven-figure launch, or the worst case scenario that, okay, crickets, nothing happened. Let's just keep moving and keep trying, okay? And Mynders is going to give you another perspective that I think is unbelievable about the worst case scenario.
Yeah, absolutely. So when you're thinking about launching, you tend to think that it's the catch-all. It is the one launch that is either going to make it or break it, and you're in momentum from there on out. But if you're just starting, you're starting with a small list, and you probably don't have much influence on social media, although you probably think that you do. And so the reality is you launch and you come down to having 5 people who buy your products. And your tendency typically is to be crestfallen with that. But what I say is congratulations, because that's actually good news. And the reason for that is that launches tend to go in phases, and there's a progression that is natural. And so that first phase that you've just done is a beta launch. And what that means is you're just testing out your product concept, and you are taking a handful of people where there's very low risk for you, and you're refining your product, you're refining your market, and then you are able to move into that second phase that you see on the slide, which is the internal launch. And so that is where you start putting it out more to social media. You're building your list. You may even start advertising. And as you do several back-to-back internal launches, you've really created some leverage and credibility, which allows you the next time you launch to pull in a bunch of JV partners. And so the JV launch is the third evolution, which makes total sense as you think about your long-term progression for your business and product launches. So with that, I want to just talk about the third aspect of mindset, which is making a commitment to stick with it to the long term. So most entrepreneurs don't create a flagship product. Instead, they do what I call sideways marketing, where they go one thing at a time. They try one funnel, they give it a little bit of action, and then bam, what happens? Someone else gives them a great idea and they try that. Angela, you've seen that in your agency. What does that look like with your clients?
Absolutely. We see it all the time. A lot of people think that they are going to launch a funnel and it's going to convert like crazy. It's going to make them a lot of money. But the reality is that 99% of the times that you launch a funnel, it is not going to hit the numbers that you want. So you need to optimize it. You need to look at the numbers and give it some love, like we say, until we get to that optimal place where the funnel actually converts like you want. And this takes time, and this takes a lot of people going into your funnel and seeing how they react to your product. And same thing happens with launches. Right out of the gate, you might not get thousands of people to join, but you get that initial audience, and you know if they like it or not, and that tells you so much. So I wanted to tell you about this book that I've been reading, and she said that when you make a promise to yourself, that should be an unbreakable promise. And this happens a lot with entrepreneurs. We keep our promises to our clients, but not to ourselves when we're planning a launch or we want to get an offer out. We say, okay, our clients come first, then I'll do my stuff. No, when you plan a launch, this is an unbreakable promise to yourself, and that will absolutely change the outcome of your launch. Plan a long-term launch, be okay with the worst case scenario, and just keep working towards your goal. Keep launching, keep trying until you actually make it, right? So those are the three things that will absolutely change the outcome of your launch and actually take you to that 7-figure successful launch, right? Guys, we have a super special invitation for you. We are running a 5-day challenge that's called From Big Idea to Reality, and we're going to, by the end of those 5 days, you're going to be able to have a roadmap to that 7-figure launch. All right. So if you would like to join the waiting list for that challenge and also download the full Momentum Launch roadmap, drop a line below and we'll make sure that you get it in your inbox. That's it for today, and we'll see you in the second part of the behind the scenes of a 7-figure launch. We'll see you then. Bye.
Bye now.